Girl, look at all them shoes.
Oh yeah, that's just one side. It goes around the other way too. So
Well, can
so
we
what
do
you can do if you want to make my picture larger, just click on it and it'll expand me.
click on it? Okay.
Yeah. See if it'll expand.
Now I don't, I'm scared to click it.
Okay, so
You
what
might,
don't
you
click.
might leave because now it's got its hand up there telling me it might be, Grandma, you better stop.
Oh, well, so we're not gonna even worry about that. Not gonna worry about that. We are
All right.
good.
Can you see me now?
I see you. You look so
Okay.
pretty and colorful.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So Lisa, do you want to hang up or what? Okay. All right. Thanks, baby. Except that I don't have you on the whole screen, but it's a teeny little picture of you and me too. Okay, Lisa, I guess that's all you can do, baby. Thank you. All right. All right. Lord have mercy. The simplest little things.
Welcome to
Um,
2024. Oh gosh. Welcome to
where are you?
2024. I'm
Where
in
are you?
Atlanta.
Are you in LA now? Oh,
I'm in
okay.
Atlanta. I know I wish I
Oh,
was
you're
in
in
it.
Atlanta. Oh, yeah, it's cold.
It's freezing. And our weather normally gets me sick because sometimes it's hot, then it's cold. But right now we're consistent at cold. So I think it's like officially winter here. So
Yeah, yeah. Somebody said there was ice today. There was ice on the ground this morning.
that's why I don't go outside. I try not to go outside. But anyway, my name is Mo. I am with UPSCALE Magazine. I am super excited to to interview you
We almost didn't
because
make it. We almost didn't make it, Lord. Don't
of
take.
course I know you hear this a lot of the time with people saying they grew up watching The Color Purple and they have so many notable scenes in the movie. And I think it was, I believe, last week where I got to interview Lou Gossett Jr. and we were kind of talking about
Oh,
our favorite scenes in the movie. And I told him that one of my favorite scenes is when she goes into the church and she was about to go to the juke joint and she heard her dad, she heard the girl singing the song and she just busted in the church and it was like, I was like, oh my God, that is like one of my favorite scenes, because I
oh,
lost
so
my
that you
dad.
remembered that one.
I do because I lost my dad when I was 19. So,
Oh,
when she walked in and she had the tears, when you had the tears and it was like, oh, she going back to her daddy, she going back to Jesus. Like it was just it was a lot going on in that scene. It was a lot going on in that scene.
oh, I love it. Oh, I
So
love it.
we have the
You just
remake.
never know how. You never know how something affects someone. So it's good to hear your reaction because that's the one thing about film. It's different from theater. I mean, theater, you're on the stage, the audience is live, and you kind of feel where they are. But with film, you just never know until people tell you after it's open.
And that was so many years ago. So we have the remake of The Color Purple. 30 years later.
Yeah.
30 years
Honey,
later.
it's longer than that. I think it's more like 35, isn't it? 85 to now.
You don't even want to know how old I
What's
was in 85.
I know you have to get the calculator.
So have you've seen the remake already, right? I'm sure you've seen it.
Yes.
And
Yes, it's
how do you
fabulous.
it's fabulous. So do you think that the remake does, justice for the younger generation?
I think it's there a good introduction because it's a stage version. I mean,
Hmm.
I like the way they integrated some of the film dialogue with the stage dialogue, and it was very appropriately done, I thought. But it's a musical, so it's got to be a little different than a dramatic film.
Hmm.
And and so I think that if you have not seen the original, then you don't have it to compare to the musical. and you can just really take in the musical for what it is. Because on my IG, I hear people comparing it to the film, but that isn't fair. You're comparing apples and oranges.
So I
Because
went. When did I go? I think I went on Christmas Day. I think I actually went on Christmas Day to see the film with my mom. My mom has been ready to see this remake for 5 months now. When the trailers first came out, she was like, "You want to go with me to see The Color Purple this weekend?" I was like, "Mom, that doesn't come out to December." Like, it was insane. But she wanted to, it was a whole thing for her. She got, me, her, and my daughters matching purple jogging outfits, and we went. So I have a 22-year-old and a 16-year-old, and they've never seen the original film.
oh
So
yes,
watching it with them, and they have a definite understanding of things that go on in society today. And there's scenes in there with Celie and Mister, and my 22-year-old, she was just outraged. She was like, I just cannot even watch it. I can't watch it.
Wait, you said you're 22-year-old?
Yeah.
You have a 22-year-old? Lord. Well, we know black don't crack. Lord.
We definitely know that. Like, we know that. So, they have a definite understanding of, the LGBT community, the abuse, and all of these different things. So 30 plus years ago, when you had your character of SHUG, what were some of the things you felt like, okay, I understand this story clearly? Because, some people still don't really have an understanding of the relationship between SHUG and Celie. So what do you think that you brought to that role to bring it to life?
Well, Celie, at first when I meet her, and I tell her she's ugly. And in the film, I make a big deal of it. You show is ugly, and then just laugh. and the thing of it is that I'm calling her ugly, and I'm looking just as bad as she is in that moment. So it told me that I had no empathy for her, and I mean, and now think about it. Oh boy, I just got a note saying that my internet connection was unstable. It must be getting cold here or something outside. But anyway, just think of how indifferent I am and selfish. I'm coming into this other woman's house and maybe screwing her man. I mean, that's a pretty brazen person. But you see that she starts to be affectionate towards Celie. At once she starts to understand her. She really likes her when she discovers that she doesn't feel love and she doesn't enjoy sex. She's saying, here's a woman who isn't enjoying being a woman and isn't
Yeah.
treated like a woman and isn't loved. And I start identifying with all of that and trying to bring it out. Now, I will say this, back in 85, everything about lesbianism or same sex was pretty hush hush. And so I was surprised that it wasn't dealt with a little bit more openly now that we're like almost 40 years later. But I think that it's a wise choice that it didn't get any deeper involved because you can reach a wider audience this
Right.
way. So I can understand that, but people have to just read the book to see the depth of the relationship.
Yeah.
But so to answer your question, and what was that? I want to stay on point. Would you put?
Let me
What
look.
was?
Okay, what did I say? What do you feel like you brought to the character of SHUG?
Oh, okay. So I hope that people could see the relationship, and I think that was pretty obvious. But I wonder if they understood really what SHUG was about, and what the original script has in the film, you see how SHUG is really yearning for a relationship with her father. You know, we have this scene where the father passes her up, you know, and I'm saying, I was married now, you know, like, can you love me now? I'm trying to do the right thing. And then
Right.
there's a scene where I actually go to the church because I want to talk to him. And when I walk in and he sees me and leaves.
Right.
And so the audience gets a sense of my yearning. And I think that was something that's never age version. And you
Right.
don't see very much of it in this musical, I think. But
Right.
uh I'm good. I'm okay. You gonna leave? Okay. All right, thanks so much. This is the management here in the building asking me if I'm all right. They're so loving and caring. I'm in the uh,
Uh-oh. Did I lose you?
so I think that those kind of dynamics are not the same, but that's because it's a musical.
Mhm.
There's a lot of things that don't have the same impact in a musical.
Yeah,
And I don't think enough people go to enough musicals to understand that.
I agree. I definitely agree. I took performing art. I had to go to a performing arts high school, so I like all aspects of it. The writing,
Oh, yeah.
the theater, the musical theater, all of those things that we experience. So, you brought up the scene that you had with Celie when you told her she was ugly. But as Suge, what would you say is your actual favorite scene that Suge was in?
Somebody asked me somebody asked me that earlier, and I really do. I love the moment Shug has when she's not talking. And I particularly like that scene when Celie discovers that her sister has actually written to her all those years, and she just didn't know it. And when she discovers these letters, there's so much love coming out of these letters, and she's so happy. And Shug is sitting next to her, so happy for her that Shug starts crying for the joy that she sees, and the
Yes.
love that Celia is starting to feel. But there's a sadness with Shug because she would like to have that same love from her father.
Right.
And I think that's why Shug cries so much, because she's crying joy for Celie, but also crying sadness for herself.
For herself. Yeah. So, Suge in the musical, the remake is played by the incredible Taraji. Now, have you got a chance
Yes,
to meet
yes.
her? Did you meet her? And, when you were watching her on screen, how do you feel like she did in the role of Suge?
Oh, I couldn't stop smiling. I mean, and I love that the number that she had. She had a whole number, you know, with the choreography to
Yes.
herself. And thought, oh, that's great. Um, and I knew that when it was announced that she was playing it, that she was going to knock it out. I mean, because if you look at her body of work, everything that she's done has been outstanding.
It has been.
And she
You
has
know,
that sass. She has that sass that Suge had, you know, and
it's
the,
always
the
it's always
freeness.
beautiful when you in acting, it can be fun to take on characters that are similar to you. That's the easy part, right? This is just like, hey,
Right.
I'm just going in here saying my lines as myself, and that's what it is. And then it's also good to see someone portray a character that's not like who they are. That's a challenge. It definitely shows someone's range, how they can. Oh, but you're right. She definitely had the perfect combination, because I do believe she is sassy in real life. I
Uh-huh.
definitely think that about her. So what I found most surprising about her role was I didn't know she sang. Like I did not
Yeah.
know that about her. So I was like, wow, that's amazing. That
Mhm.
just she blew me away with that one. So um let me see. If it isn't Sugar Avery and the Color Purple one. Hmm. Do I want to ask you that though? Because okay, yeah, I will. I will. I had to have a meeting with myself. If it isn't actually Suge Avery, what do you feel like is your most favorite or memorable role that you have actually played?
Oh, if it's not Sugar, oh, the most fun and memorable to me would be co-starring with our late great Richard Pryor doing comedy, because that's what I started out in the business doing, was comedy, but I got kind of, what do they call it, stuck in drama, but comedy is my real forte. Um, but that Which Way Is Up, and that was like, oh my God, that was long before even Color Purple. I had so much fun working with him. And you mentioned that you went to performing arts theater, performing arts high school. Was that in
Yeah. It
where?
was in high school.
In Atlanta?
Oh no, this
Where
was
was it?
in Tennessee.
Oh, okay. So anyway, then you know about improvisational theater, where
Yes.
you don't have any lines, you just have to go with it. And
Yes.
that was when I really appreciated my studying with, improv, because with him, you didn't know what he was going to do or what he was going to say, and you just you just had to go, be ready, be loose, and go with it, be your character, respond as a character. And we just had a ball. He was such a giving person. And
Mm.
I cried when he passed. I mean, he just, you know, you think a person is one way and they're really another. I mean, Richard was, to me, one of the most shyest individual I'd ever met.
Yes. That's amazing because sometimes I think I want to say it was Beyonce. Definitely know it was Beyonce. People talk about these alter egos or these different personalities that they channel when they perform, and they do these these stage plays or acting in these roles. And you've even had people say that they got so embodied in the character that they had to take therapy after playing
Now
after
that
playing the character because they were deep into it.
Yeah, that is something, therapy, but that's one of the reasons why, if I do a stage play and it's a real down character, I mean, she's got to like really get into a lot of hurt and sorrow. I don't want I don't want to mess up my family time around holidays with that kind
Oh,
of character, because it's really hard to like just get rid of it like that. It's when you go so deep organically and all. No, when a role is like that around holidays, I say no. But I've never needed therapy.
so with all the roles that you've actually played, with having this range and being able to do comedy, is there a role that you haven't played or a type of character you haven't played that you're like, you know what, I've got to do this at least once?
Oh yeah, I would love to play a bitch on wheels. I
Oh,
mean, because all my characters have been too sweet. I mean, aside from Color Purple, I mean, she was sassy, but I would like to like be just somebody just really mean spirited, to see what that's like. And also, I still would like to do comedy.
well, you can definitely play somebody's mother-in-law because they typically are bitches on wheels. So there you go.
Oh,
I
okay. I think that might have been a Freudian slip on your part.
that listen, where's the scripts? Because that could be comedy as well. Like a lot of people, I've been blessed to have amazing mother-in-laws in my past, so I haven't had to deal with that. But I know a lot of people have horror stories.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, they have horror stories. So I definitely can see that being a role for you and adding comedy into that. Um, The Devil Wears Prada. Lord knows if they ever made a black version of that. Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah. Wouldn't that be great?
That would be amazing. They would have to call it something else. The devil gonna have to wear Gucci or something, but it
Mhm.
is what it is. So you're a mental health advocate, which is amazing because we just discussed, going to therapy with roles and stuff like that. So what do you feel like in that field is your specific mission to helping others?
Well, I've done volunteer work. Well, I'm a licensed psychologist in active, but I've done a lot of work with at-risk teens and
Mm.
abused women and children. And that's just such a sad population. They don't get enough attention. You're looking at women who have such low self-esteem, not believing in themselves and going back into the relationship or an
Mhm.
abusive relationship. And that's very sad, very sad. And then it's passed on. You don't know to what extent it is to hurt children, uh, because there's generational habits that just go from generation to generation, because primarily because of their environment and
Mhm.
what they have learned about themselves.
Yes.
Uh, the unawareness of their ignorance.
Yes.
So there's just so much involved. So I just wound up praying for them, because it's so sad to see that you work with someone so long and hoping that they'll have the courage to step out on their own. And then at the last minute you find out, I go to the shelter and find out, oh, they went back to da 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 da. And you say, oh wow. What can we do but pray for them? And
Yeah,
then
because
if you try to get them away, shoot, they might turn on you and start fighting you. I mean, it's just it hurts me to think about it, but it's almost like you laugh to keep from crying
yes.
because it's so.
So, what type of organizations are you involved with that you may want our viewers to, check out or get involved with or see where they can volunteer and help out?
Well, as far as that volunteer work, that's kind of secret. I can't,
Right.
announce who they are. But I would like to start finding out more information about mental health. I understand that Taraji has a foundation that people of color now are more open to therapy now. So it's good. It's not a taboo thing like it used to be years ago. Um, Cerebral palsy, my maid has Parkinson's. So those two things would interest me now too.
And my grandma, she's 89 years old. And
Wow.
you touched on a couple of things. You talked about generational curses. And I remember a couple of weeks ago, I said something to my grandma, and I told my mom she was talking to me, right? And then it's like she drifted off, and I felt like she was still talking to me, but she was talking to her younger self. And
Oh.
I feel like she was saying stuff to me that she wished she would have done or that
Mhm.
she didn't have the courage to do. And a lot of times we look at elderly people and we just think that they're not in their right mind when they really are. They are absolutely in their right mind. You just
Mhm.
don't have the capacity to understand what they're saying.
Mhm.
But she told me one day, she said, "I think I'm going crazy. I need therapy." And so
Oh, she did.
she did. So an abnormal person would probably look at that like, "You 89. What?" you know, but there may be some things she feels like, hey, look, I want to make peace with this. And it may still be things that are still weighing on her. So I think we should never disregard anybody's feelings, no matter, what age they are. So that was just amazing that you said that. That's awesome. So with obviously you look youthful and you make aging look graceful, and we love it. You rocking your gray hair.
Oh yeah, do you like it?
I love it.
I did a little IG thing today earlier, asking people if they would clock in and let me know if they thought the hair was too much, because the hair guy, he and my makeup person too, he put it on, and I thought, do you think this guy? So it's a little much for a day to day thing, but to just kind of jazz up.
It looks
It's
cute. I
fun.
like it. I like it. I have a thing for big curls though, so my big curls are somewhere hanging up in my closet, but I definitely like big curls. They come in handy. So can you tell us a little bit about, what your regimen is? Like, do you have a skincare routine?
Frozen.
Oh, can you hear me? You can hear me now or no?
I hear you, but it's I hear you now.
Okay. So can you tell us what your skin regimen may be to keep your skin look, because it's
It's
so
just that
clean,
there's a
so
delay,
fresh.
second delay.
Uh-oh. I think it's because your signal is low. If I'm
So,
looking at it right, your signal is low.
yeah, and I keep getting that notice. So give me the most important questions in case I lose you.
Okay. Let me see here. This has got to be the most one. Okay. So the color purple is breaking the box office with, the records. So how does it make you feel knowing that you were a part of the original version of all of that?
Oh, I'm so proud. I just feel like I was so lucky to be a part of the family, and to one of the things Alice Walker said to me was that she couldn't imagine anyone doing a better job, and that was like 40 years ago. So we all wanted to please her. We knew that this was a very special project. It's the first Black film out in 8 years. It came out came following 8 years later after Sounder. So people hadn't been seeing Black people on screen, which
Wow.
was also why we got picketed too, but we won't have to go into that. But we all knew, the whole cast knew, that this was a special project, and we just wanted to do our personal best and just make Alice proud of us. I was just really scared to death every time she'd come on the set and I was shooting. I said, "Oh Lord, please let her know I'm doing my best."
Well, you guys definitely did, and I know you probably didn't think it then. Who would? But that film is it's so iconic. Um, it's a part of our history. Like, it is definitely a part of
It
our
is.
history. It's a part of our culture, and it broke down barriers. A lot of us may not. We thought we understood it then. Well, I'm gonna tell you, I know I didn't. I didn't understand it, so I kept seeing it replay on HBO as I was getting older, and I got the full gist of it
Uh-huh.
because I didn't understand it at 6.
Oh
But
no.
but
Were you watching it at 6? You were watching it at 6
I
years
mean, my
old?
grandma had HBO, so sometimes it just kind of came on, and you just like, "What's this?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna watch it," because they were singing, so I understood the parts I understood. The other part, yeah,
Uh-huh.
didn't even know.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a part of our history and our culture. And you create such a memorable character with Suge that everybody's around here singing "Sister," and it's just
Yeah.
congratulations to you for you to, you know, um, still support it and support the musical and support the film, that's amazing. To show up to the the purple carpet, to show up to the purple carpet
Purple carpet, yeah.
and show your participation is very commendable, and we love you for that. We love
Oh,
you
I will.
for playing that role, and we love you for being that amazing seductress, temptress, songstress, everything that SHUG was. She was all of that. SHUG was just like, she was it. She was what we would call today that girl. She was that girl, you know? So you did amazing. And I just want to thank you so, so very much for creating that character for
Thank
us.
you.
Because,
Oh,
you
no,
know,
it was a blessing for me, for sure. A very dear blessing.
okay. Well, thank you so much for interviewing with Upscale. We can't wait to see what else you have going on. And we're gonna be watching The Color Purple and getting the numbers up, both for the first version, the musical, the new version, all of it. Did you freeze? I think you froze again. Did you freeze? Uh-oh. Miss Avery?
Yeah, you're frozen. Okay,
I
now
froze
you're
again?
unfrozen.
Oh.
Now you're unfrozen. Wait a minute. You're in and out. I guess. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's connection is unstable. It keeps that. So it must be me that's making you go in and out. It's so
Okay.
funny to see you frozen. Just this technology.
Oh Lord. Well, I'm gonna let you go since you're
What?
in and out, and I can let you say bye because you can see. I think you can see me moving. Can you see me moving?
Yeah, I can see you moving, but let me ask you this. What do you plan to do with Upscale with this interview?
So with this interview, it's going to get posted to YouTube. It's going to get posted to the Upscale website. I'm gonna do a write-up discussing the interview, and then we're just gonna blast it all over social media. So
Okay. Well, can I get something on my IG about it?
absolutely, I sure will. I will send it to you. I
Okay.
will. Your team is more than welcome to reshare it. I had already been sharing posts letting people know that I was going to be interviewing you, so those are on my social media page. I tagged you, so I will continue tagging you so you can have everything.
Okay. All right. So send me, what's out there, and I'll
I sure will.
reiterate on I have not been good with my IG. Haven't been good, but I'm trying to do better. Okay.
That's all
So
we
I
can
say
ask
bye.
for, right? Bye.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Shake the
Bye.
shimmy. Let's see. Sign.